Hello guys, welcome to second video of this section, creating a simple REST API. Recap, in the last video we have looked into what is an API, what is API in Java. At the end we have looked into what is REST API and its HTTP method. So in this topic, our focus will be on implementing the REST API in Java. So before starting creating REST API, we need to set up our environment. To set up our environment, we need Eclipse, Tomcat, and Jersey. To download all these files, let's just go to Google Chrome or any browser of your choice. First, go to eclipse.org/download and download the latest version of Eclipse. Click on download 64-bit and download. Once you download it, install it in your system. Follow the simple instructions. That's all. Once you download the Eclipse, then come back to the Google Chrome and let's download the Apache Tomcat. Apache Tomcat is server and we will be using the latest stable version of the Tomcat. Tomcat 9 is still in a beta version, so we won't be using this. Let's go to Tomcat 8 because it's the most stable version so far. Scroll down and download the 32/64-bit Windows service. Download it and then install it. Follow the simple steps and that's all. Once you are done with the both download and installation, then go to jersey.github.io/download.html and download the latest bundle. Click on it, download. Once it downloads, open the folder and right click extract the files. Once you extract it, you will get this jersey.ri, and in jersey.ri you have 3 subfolders and every folder contains jar files. We need these jars file and we will come to this folder in a moment. Now let's go back to your Eclipse which you have downloaded and open it. So now let's set up our Eclipse to get started with REST API. First go to help, install new software, and from here click on your version of Eclipse, http download.eclipse.org/release/version of your Eclipse. Scroll down, web XML Java, expand it, and from here check Eclipse Java EE Developer Tools, Eclipse Java Web Developer Tools, Eclipse Web Developer Tools, Eclipse XML Editor Tools. Scroll down, JST Server Adapter and JST Server Adapter extension. Click next and then it will download and click finish. Once you download and complete it, then go to Window Preferences to set up our Tomcat environment. Click on Add. From here, click your Tomcat version. For us, we have downloaded Apache Tomcat 8.5. Next, Apache Tomcat. For my case, it automatically select the path of the Apache, but for you, if it didn't select, go to Browser and then browse it to the path where you have downloaded the Tomcat. Click Next, finish. Then it has added the Apache Tomcat. Click cancel it and now create a project. Click, you can select, we will create a project, select the dynamic web project. If you can't see this option here, go to others and from others click dynamic web project. Click next, project name, project list, and then project list, Apache Tomcat 8.1, web module 3.1, next, source file, next, and here don't forget to check this generate web.xml deployment scripter. Need to check it, it's very important, and then your context root and web content is fine. Just click on finish. Now it will create the project for us and our project name is going to be project list. Done. Now we have our project here. Expand it. Now we will add libraries of Jersey. To add those, go to web content, web in, and in this library folder we have to add the libraries. So now go back to our Jersey folder where we have downloaded the Jersey. Go to first file, copy this file and paste it in library. Now go back, go to second folder, select all jar file and copy in library. Now go back to third folder, copy and paste them in library. Make sure you paste all jar files in all three folders into the library folder. Once you are done with it, now let's go to our coding. Go to Java source file. In source, let's create a package name, package project, finish, and in project let's create a Java class file, list, or you can call it project list, Java project list, and finish. There you go. Now first of all we will define the path which our Tomcat server will use when it accessing to this file. Press Ctrl and space. Once you press Ctrl and space, it will give you option of the path javax wsrs. Select it, it will import it for you, and then in this we will define name like list. Now our Tomcat server will know this file using list. In this, let's create a get method to access our list of project. Produces, and in produces we need to define media type of our this function dot application underscore JSON, function name public string get project list return null. Now we have defined our function, and in this function it will return string of our JSON file. So I already have defined a string of our JSON file. I will copy paste it here. So this is our JSON file. It will contain status, then success response data. In response data it says project list of our items, and if its response status is failed, then we don't look for response data, we will look for violations, and in violation, in response of failure, it will have message which we can show to the user, error message. So now return this response data. Now done with the coding of our project list. Now go for configuration. This configuration will remain same for every API, and we have to define this configuration in web.xml. Go to web content, web in, and web.xml. We don't need welcome file list. So here we will define our servlet, and servlet name and servlet class. Servlet name, it can be anything like our Java project API, but for servlet class you need to go to your library folder, web app library. In web app library, search for Jersey container servlet core, expand it. Now here org glassfish Jersey servlet, expand it, first package, and first class servlet container, right click on it and copy qualified name and paste it here. Now we don't need dot class extension, just remove dot class extension. Now let's define its initial parameter, means initialization parameter. In initialize param, it contains initialize param name and init param value. There you go. In parameter name, you have to define jersey dot config dot server dot provider dot packages, and initial parameter we need to define our package name, so it will always look for this package. So our package name is project. There you go. Now define load time startup, it's gonna be 1. After servlet, we need to define another servlet mapping. It will contain name, servlet name and value once again. Name, it can be anything like Java project API. We have added name again, it's gonna be name. Value, servlet URL patron, and in here we need to define our patron. After domain name, always it's gonna be our REST, because REST API, then static name of the class. There you go. Now it's ready to use. Go to your project, right click, run on server, Tomcat 8.5, next, configure, finish. Now, whenever you run it for the first time, it always going to give you HTTP status 404, because we haven't defined index.html file. So to call our REST API, we need to define the path which we have just defined in web.xml. After domain, REST slash name of our file. So name of file path is list. So REST slash list and then enter, call it. There you go. Now it has given us the JSON file, open it, and this is the JSON file which we have get from our REST API. So our next topic is going to be parsing our REST API with Retrofit. Until then, have a nice day. Bye bye.